Hi, I'm Dan. I'm the award winning author of Save Money, Build Wealth in the book and personal development. And I'm here today to tell you that I was wrong. I am wrong, and I'm willing to admit that. There are a lot of things that I've learned over the past couple of months, I'm going to say, about entrepreneurship, about creating and starting your own business or my own business that I learned was wrong. And I've actually spent the last couple of months going through this book. It's called Unscripted. It's written by MJ DeMarco. And this book has totally transformed the way I think about business. I think about earning side income or thinking about earning full-time income as a business owner and an entrepreneur. A lot of what I talk about on my other content with regards to money is about, and especially with my book Save Money, Build Wealth, is about how to earn money, saving, but not so much saving, just change the way you spend and just buy some of the same stuff that you always buy. You've always been buying, just in a different way. But there's a lot that's missing. And also, I did a video last month about where to find sources of passive income, and then I pointed you towards, was that site? I know this site. I don't remember what it was. Warrior Forum. There it is. I'm pointing you towards Warrior Forum, but there's a lot that's missing, and there's a lot of gaps in my knowledge that I'm willing to admit. And I'm starting to learn it through reading this book, Unscripted. The way I read personal development books, I don't just read it once. I have different formats. So here I'm showing you the PDF version here that I actually bought. I didn't Google this. I'm going to do it the legit way. I bought it. I also have an audiobook version. I also have a hardcover version at home that I read as well. And I don't just read through it once. What I do is I spend 1 week on each chapter just reading it and rereading it and rereading it every single day, every single opportunity that I have, or listen to it while I'm waiting to get coffee or driving. I take a long time, and that's because there's a lot that I miss when I read a chapter just once. Not only does it, and what it seems to happen is whenever I read something, I absorb some of the information. I don't absorb all of it, just some of it. And the second time I read it, there's stuff that I missed. I don't know if you notice this. If you watch a movie, you'll watch it once, you'll enjoy it. But if you watch it a second time, there's stuff that you missed the first time, and it just makes it that much more enjoyable. And that's how I am with personal development, personal growth, self-actualization books, materials, and courses. And as I read it and reread it, not only does the material seem to change, or I seem to notice more, I change as a person. So as a person, I'm growing. I'm starting to absorb and take some of the lessons that I have learned and starting to put it into my life. So one of the things that I learned from Unscripted here are a lot of the myths that I used to believe were true or are actually not. He talks about 8 belief dichotomies, some myths or scams, and I'm not going to go through what all of them are, but there are some huge ones that stand out. And one of them is the event versus process dichotomy or scam. A lot of the get rich quick product creators out there, and I've bought them, so I've been a victim of this as well, love to say, look, here's an event, here's the shortcut to wealth. Wealthy people know to do this. You need to do this too if you want to become wealthy. I used to think there was a shortcut or some trick or mechanism that wealthy people know that people like you or I don't know yet, and we're always on the hunt for. There is, but it's not what I thought it would be. It's actually because wealthy, successful people who got there legitimately understand the difference between event and process. Success is a process, it's not an event. Successful people, the people that you know who are wealthy but got their money the legitimate way, are successful because they do small things every day on a daily basis, no matter what. They take consistent action. They're not on the couch watching TV when they get home at night. They're not playing Candy Crush on their phone all the time. They're not doing stuff like that. They are taking small actions, and they understand that small actions done daily, repeated, is what creates excellence. So that's one of the things that I learned from this book here. Another thing that I learned is the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So when I was growing up, my mom raised me to believe that I was smart. I was already smart. I was born smart. So I kind of took the stance that I don't really need to study that hard because I'm already smart growing up into my adult life and all that. But there's a huge issue with that. If I believe that I'm smart, I'm not going to take any extra. I don't spend more effort getting better, improving myself on a regular basis. And that's what wealthy people do all the time. They're always going better. They understand that the talents that they're born with doesn't preclude the need for them to keep working at it. They're always taking courses and always working at something. And another huge thing that I didn't realize is innate talent. Just because I'm not naturally born to do something, I don't naturally have a skill, doesn't mean I can't learn the skill later on. This was a huge revelation for me. There are courses, there are places you can go. Udemy.com, that's an iPhone app as well. LinkedIn Learning, learn how to do anything. So let's say that I'm not an extrovert, I'm a huge introvert. I was born that way and I'm actually naturally an introvert. Yet, if I work at being an extrovert, if I take small steps, not big steps, just small, tiny steps done daily on a regular basis, I can turn myself into an extrovert. If I'm horrible speaking on camera, if I just practice speaking on camera every day, just even for a few seconds, I'll get better at speaking on camera no matter what. And that's another thing that I've learned. There's so much that I've learned that I'm redoing, that I'm reprogramming my mind to understand. So as I go on and I do more videos here, you're going to start to see that a lot of my messages are going to change. It's going to be different. You'll see when I start putting on more messages, when I start exposing some of the scams out there, like the luck scam that people believe that I'm born lucky or you're born lucky or with a good hand or a bad hand, you're just going to be amazed. And there's also the poverty scam, which says that there's that. I should know this. Okay, poverty. This is what I love about PDF books, because if I forget something, or they're very easy to search. I'm poor. Oh yeah, because and I used to believe this when I was growing up as well. I'm poor. I'm poor because you're rich. My mom used to say that I grew up in a broke family. My mom used to tell me that the reason why we were broke is because rich people are rich. But I had to learn, and I learned through this book, that no, that's not true. Just because, and MJ DeMarco here uses an example of a person at a buffet. Just because one person at a buffet heaps his plate full of food, doesn't create other people who are starving. And it's the same thing with wealthy people. Just because someone somewhere is super wealthy is not the reason that you're broke or that I'm broke. It's because you and I are making choices and need to learn how to become a producer. That's why you and I are broke. And that's another thing I've learned. Sorry, there's so much here. The difference between a consumer and a producer. Another reason why you and I'm successful, but I could be even more successful if I start learning some of this stuff. Most people they have a consumer mindset. I'm guilty of this as well. I have a consumer mindset. When I see a shiny thing, I'm going to buy it. But successful people, not only do they understand that success is a process and they do little things and they're always growing and they have a growth mindset, they have a producer mindset. They're looking to add value to others. They're catering towards the selfishness of others rather than their own selfishness. As human beings, you and I, we're born selfish, just face it. And it's an unfortunate reality. And I'm going through this with my 3-year-old daughter. I've started to see how selfish she is, and I'm trying to teach her to be a little bit more selfless and cater towards the selfishness of others. Wealthy, successful people cater towards the selfishness of others, and they produce value. And as they produce value, then they attract money. And that's another thing. Money is not something to be hunted. I can't go out and hunt like I was doing with Warrior Forum here, I was telling you to do earlier. That's not going to work as well. By the way, it kind of worked for me because I hunted and hunted and hunted. But if I understood that I attract money by offering perceived value and actually deliver actual value, I'd have a lot more success. So as I go on, I'm going to be exposing some of these belief dichotomies, these belief scams, And I look forward to meeting you one day. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Let me see if I can figure out how to stop this thing.